What's up everybody? Today I'm going to give you an up-close look at the Concert XD2 dual digital wireless lavalier microphone system from Samson. This is operating in the 1.9 gigahertz range. It's a completely new band to me. It offers rock solid performance with minimal interference. Let's get into it. My name is Jordan. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. In this video, I'm going to give you an unboxing, an overview, and a demo of the Samson XD2 and my thoughts on it and whether or not I think it's worth adding to your inventory. Now, before we dive into the video, make sure if you enjoy the content that you subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos coming in the future. Like it if you enjoy what you see, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on the system, whether or not you've used a 1.9 gigahertz microphone before, and what your preferred lapel system is for your DJ business, production company, or band. But enough about that, let's talk about this. Now, I'm gonna unbox, and while I do this initial unboxing, just mention once again that the XD2, the Concert XD2, I guess is the full name from Samson, is new, and it operates in the 1.9 gigahertz. Now, we've got our UHF microphones and our VHF microphones, which are kind of your standard wireless systems that everyone's used to. 1.9 though is new to me, and from Samson's the box here and the website, they claim it's a more signal-free, interference-free band. There's less traffic on it, and you're clear to have microphones. It's free and open, and not a lot of people are taking advantage of it, I don't think. So this could be a great option for those of you that are looking to get a more solid wireless setup, but in a compact package and not in a kind of budget tier where you're going to be competing with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and microwaves and all that stuff. So 1.9 gigahertz is free of that stuff. Now, in the box, you do get a manual, which is very straightforward and walks you through all the things. You get your warranty information. You get the unit itself, which is really compact, and I'll show you that in a moment. You're, of course, going to get a power supply. I believe they do have different adapters depending on where you're located. I've got my US one right here that just kind of slots in. Let's see, I gotta make sure I've got it facing the right way, like that. Okay, and then we've got our, let's see what other accessories. Two omnidirectional little capsules right here with a standard like 3.5 mil plug. We've got rack ears, so if you want to mount this in a rack, you can in a standard 19-inch case. And then we've got the body packs themselves. Now, I'm going to zoom the camera in, put it overhead, and show you all of these things up close. But before we look at the body packs, the wireless receiver that we've got here, let me kind of open the packaging so you can see this, is really compact. It does have feet on the bottom if you want to use this as a tabletop unit. You've got these tiny little antenna right here, which I'm guessing based on the frequency of the wave are the appropriate size, so you don't need giant antennas like you do with UHF. We've got a display right here, you'll see that up close in a minute as well, and a single knob in the middle which controls overall master volume, but if you click it, does allow you to access different settings, controls for each of the individual channels, and so forth. Now on the back, standard professional XLR connections, which I love to see, A and B, so you can control each channel's volume independently at your mixer. You've also got a summed TRS, quarter-inch output. I'm not sure if it's TRS or TS, whatever. Likely balanced though. So summed out if you want to combine them. You've got your input right here, and you've got, it looks like, I didn't notice this before. There's like a USB port here that says updates. That's probably for like firmware and stuff like that. Haven't had to use that yet. Let's get the camera zoomed in. We'll look at the display and all the functions on here, and we'll also look at the body packs. This is the body pack of the Concert XD2. Pretty standard, feels really nice on the hand, good weight to it. We've got the Samson logo, our antenna, we've got our input for our lapel mic, we've got our power and our mute button right here, and we've got a pretty standard belt or waist clip on the back. Now, we can pop this open, and when you do, you kind of heard that popping around there. This is a small screwdriver because right here we've got a gain screw. So this comes from the factory in like the default 12 o'clock position. But if you want to adjust this, your sensitivity, if whoever's talking is blowing it out, or you just need to kind of get it to a good baseline level, you can do it with that little screw which just slots right there. Now this comes paired with the factory. You don't really need to do any pairing, although there is a procedure in the manual. If it becomes unpaired, you just got to throw in a pair of AA's, which I'm gonna come around here and grab. These are not included, so you have to provide your own, but that's okay. I'd rather have some nice high quality ones anyway. So we'll pop those in. We'll hold our button right here, and you can see that our light comes on, and it will tell you that, the LED will indicate, are we pairing, are we low battery, like where are we at? Now we've got our receiver unit right here. Let's power this sucker up. Okay, We're gonna look for these to pair together. There we go. Okay, so a little bit of time, got that paired though, and it says that we are muted, which is nice. So you've got status indicators right here. So if I pull this screen a little bit closer, you can see transmitter B is on. We've got full RF signal. We've got our battery indicator, and it tells us when we're muted. So if I click this, there we go. We should be good. Now we're not getting any signal because I don't have the lapel plugged in. I can click it again and it will show. So you'll be able to tell like, oh, you know, the presenter got up there and they're fumbling with the body pack trying to turn it on. You can be like, you're muted, you're not muted, like where's our power issue at, which is constantly a thing. So it's really nice to have that indicator. And this is one of the clearest, easiest to read displays that I've ever seen, full color and beautiful. Now, while we're here, let me show you, this knob controls our master, okay? So you can see we've got our master volumes right there, 0 to 30. That controls them in tandem. If we click the knob, we can get to a menu here, which allows you to do your pairing process if for some reason they aren't paired. We can also adjust each receiver's volume individually. So we go to A, and we can do it. So if one of your mics is going to be hotter, the presenter is louder, you can adjust that one separately from the other, which is really nice. We've also got which output we are choosing to use, mix or the 2-channel, which I'm going to stick with the 2-channel. And then lastly, once we access the menu here, we've got just exit. So it's a pretty basic menu, but easy to navigate and really easy to read that display. I did want to go ahead and plug in the lapel before we do our distance test, just so you can see how the display looks right there. I see that little bit of yellow at the top when I speak loudly. It looks like we've got maybe a built-in limiter or compressor or something going on there. We'll see once we get to the audio test what that's doing. But really nice, responsive, rapid display. Latency, from what I understand reading the manual, is very, very low, but let's go test it. All right guys, so we're out of the studio environment with much poorer lighting and sound, but I wanna be able to do our distance test going out the backyard here a few hundred feet so we can see how the 1.9 gigahertz holds up. Now, one thing I wanted to comment on, I didn't say earlier, the lapel is super duper tiny and lightweight, very inconspicuous, and the receiver is putting out a way hot signal. I have it on 5 out of 30, and I have my input, line level input, on like, I don't know, 5%. It is such a hot signal. So you're gonna hear a lot of good audio, like you're not gonna have any issues going in any sort of professional console, which is really nice. I've got the belt pack right here. I'm gonna walk out every 50, 100 feet. I'll just kind of say, check 1, 2, make sure we're at a good distance. I've got my camera microphone right down in front of the speaker, which is here at the bottom of the screen, so that you can hear the audio as I go. So let's do our test. All right. So just going out in the backyard. Again, my house is full of different wireless interference, so the backyard is probably 40 to 50 feet from the camera. I don't expect any issues here. All right, so you probably can't see me yet. Also, it's pretty windy out here. I just do have the stock windscreen on the lapel, but it's probably not gonna do a ton. Hopefully you can see me beyond the fence here. I'm probably about 120 feet from the camera right now. Let's keep going. All right, so at this point, hopefully you can see me as a dot clear out here, about 200 feet from the camera right now. Hopefully coming through nice and clear. Again, guys, apologizing for the wind, but right here, I'm gonna wave again, about 250 feet from the transmitter, line of sight, of course, but one thing they do note in the manual is that the 1.9 gigahertz is not as affected by bodies and solid objects because of the wavelength. So that's a really nice benefit. It's dealing with a lot of wind, but we are right out at the max, about 300 feet here, line of sight, of course, but I can see the camera clear in the distance. Hopefully you can hear me nice and loud and clear. Let's come back and wrap up. So there you have it. That is the Concert XD2 system from Samson. Like every other piece of gear from them in my inventory, it's all built completely rock solid. It feels amazing. You take it on the road and it feels ready for the gigs and the rigors of being in your car and tossed around. You've got all the hardware you need if you want to integrate this with other mics by rack mounting it into your box or your road case. The lapel units, the body packs feel really sturdy in the hand. The clips are nice. They're easy to mount wherever. As you saw in the distance test, no issues with transmission. And that's in a house like mine, full of Bluetooth, a million devices, wireless, Wi-Fi. My house is super connected. So if this can stand up here, it can stand up anywhere. Overall, I'm really impressed with this thing. If you work in corporate stuff, if you do ceremonies for weddings or anything else where you need lapel mics, I think this is an awesome option. So I'll include a link down below. You can go check check it out there, read a little more in depth. If you buy through there, it may support the channel. I would appreciate you for it. And if not, hopefully you enjoyed what you saw and that you stick around, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any more content in the future. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.